Hey everybody, Jim Powers with SBLive.com, the Missouri side of things, and we continue catching up with some of the outstanding coaches around the state, and they're playing this weekend in the state championships. And this gentleman is no stranger to state championships. His first in Missouri, had a couple over on the Illinois side at Althoff Catholic, but head coach Ken Turner from St. Mary's joins us. And Ken, first, congratulations. What a terrific year for you guys. Battled some really, really great teams all throughout the year. Talk a little bit about this season, and how you guys have gotten to this point.
Well, started this summer. Guys was working hard. We actually started in the off season after last year's season was canceled, and the guys hit the weights hard and started our prep for this coming season. And had a nice summer, and guys worked hard all summer and came into the season to our fall camp, and with a hunger and desire to get this season going because of our season being canceled last year, and played a tough schedule, and end up coming out of it 12-1 right now, and it's been fun, man. A lot of hardworking kids that's been enjoying playing football.
Talk a little bit about, last year, and not a lot of people, well, a lot of people around the state of Missouri know that COVID just kind of threw everything into an absolute tailspin. It had to be great to get your kids back to some sort sense of normalcy, with the summer, with 7-on-7s and workouts and different things, and then being able to have a fall, other than one minor issue in the beginning part of the season, but to have a pretty normal fall season.
Yeah, and it's been back to as close as it can be with the times we're going through, and so man, it's felt good to be able to practice with all the guys and not do the 10-man rotation and all those different things, and being able to have a practice, a full practice, a full team, and be able to do the things that you want to do, that you're scheduled to do, and have a future coming up. We had a scare in week 2, and where we had to cancel out going to Cincinnati. But outside of that, man, it's been great, and the different things we had to do last year which was a learning lesson. It was a learning lesson for all of us, and we actually got some good came out of that on how to do things. Being able to break up into those groups and doing those small segments, and not knowing if you're gonna play. What I'm saying, and starting the season so late, it developed a lot of hunger for our kids and our coaches, and so but being able to have a light at the end of the tunnel, that it's a possible chance to go in the playoffs and play for a state championship, and knowing that that's going to happen, and it's going to take a lot for it to get canceled. That was exciting and enjoyable for our kids.
Let's talk about the kids, and there's one young man that I just think maybe one of the best receivers in the state of Missouri, if not in the Midwest. And Kevin Coleman has just done everything in the world that you've asked him to do. Not only out on the edge, but also running the ball a little bit. I mean, he's just an all-around complete player for you guys.
Yeah, he's a football player, and he could be the best player at a lot of positions on our team if we played him there. We practice there all the time, and so he's played quarterback, he's played running back, he's played receiver. He's played DB. So he's a very talented kid that has his head on straight, and he understands how to play the game. He understands how hard to play the game, and he can control all of that within the course of a game. That's what's special about him, that he can handle all of these adverse situations and deal with them in the course of a football game, and the game is slow to him. He's moving extremely fast, but the game is actually really slow to him. That's why, it looks at ease with him, because he understands every aspect of how to play the game of football.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't hurt when you've got a guy like Span that can get him the ball and just drop dimes all night long. And that's what Karan's done for you guys this year. 33 touchdown passes, over 2,000 yards through the air. I mean, he really, really has grasped your offense. And you've only been there for 2 years.
Yeah.
And you lose half a year last year because of COVID.
Right.
I mean, just the way he's picked up the offense has just been absolutely phenomenal.
Now, one thing, like we talked about the advantages of COVID, not being able to play those times, we had a lot of sessions together. And so, I figured that I saw how he had figured it out at the end of last year at Valley Catholic. I think he had it all figured out, and he was going forward. And I really like how the team was playing at that point. And then, we know the story. But he went through the summer, man. He understands the offense, and he actually had 3 weeks where he didn't play to start the season, where he was able to see also. So he's like a coach on the field, man. He understands my offense. He understands what I want out of him, and to go along with the great talent that he has. And so, he's having a phenomenal year. And a kid can throw every kind of football pass there is. He can throw it hard. He can throw it deep. He can put touch on it. He understands how to read coverage as well now, and he just got the game right now. He understands the game, and he's doing what he's done all year.
You know as well as I do, when you've got weapons like that, you can't do anything without the dudes up front. And
Mhm.
you guys, we'll talk about the offensive line first, but your O line has just done a terrific job all year long in keeping the pocket clean, letting him go to work. And then that opens things up for Kevin to be able to do the things that he likes to do out on the edges.
Right. And those guys understand that, hey, we can have Kevin, we can have Karan, we can have Jamal Roberts, we can have all those guys. But if we don't block, it doesn't matter who we got. And, what I'm saying, those guys can't get the ball. And be honest with you, that's the first thing when I came in, man. We want to make sure the lines were solidified because, it all starts up front on both sides of the ball. And these guys are doing a really good job. And a lot of them played last year and a lot of them saw time last year. So they understand the schemes that we want. And they understand how, to be quick and be physical and just about have good technique. We want them all to have good technique. And, that's what we harp on with those guys. And we got a big line. We got a lot of big guys. And, it's like I told them that being big doesn't mean a thing if you're slow. So, we work on quickness, work on technique, have good feet and good hand placement. And they've done a good job. And, they've had a phenomenal year. And, they got one game left to have a good game, man.
Defensively, same thing. And that's the thing in watching you guys on film that I've noticed is how your D line pushes to get to that next level. They're not getting pushed back, they're pushing forward, and they do a great job. And that opens up a lot of stuff for Khalil Boyd, who, 122 tackles, has just been an absolute disruptive force from his linebacker position.
Yes. And Khalil and Shil Paya, phenomenal linebackers. And, Coach Tommy Polly does a great job with those guys. And our football team, we want to be fast and want to be physical, and that's what I've always wanted to be since I've been a head coach. We got to play fast, we got to play physical, and that defines our defense perfect. We're very fast and we're very physical, and up front it starts with our two bookends and our two big guys in the middle. They wreak a little havoc, and then that keeps a lot of bodies off of Khalil and Ashil. So they can roam free and they can make all those tackles that they make. And it's a group effort. The big boys up front got to do what they can so those guys can plug those gaps. And so do a good job. Like I said, coach do a great job with getting those guys ready for each week. And that's our thing, man. Whether it's offense, defense, or special teams, we want to play fast and play physical.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's got to be great to have a coach like Coach Pauly there with you that has been there. He's played at every level. And what he's bringing to these guys, it has got to be something that the kids are never going to forget, but it also makes it a little bit easier for you because that's one less thing you got to worry about. You're getting the job done the way you want it done.
Right. It's a huge trust factor with him because, he was with me over at Altaf for a couple of years. And so it's a great trust factor we have in each other. He feel the same way about me running the offense and all that. And so it's a great find that I was able to get a couple of years ago. And, and to have him come over here with me and be my DC in St. Mary's, it's just like, it's a bonus. These guys are they're getting a lot of knowledge and they're getting a lot of things that they can take on with life. You know what I'm saying? We coach these guys in football, but the grand scheme of things is, we all want to win, but we want these guys to go out and be successful young men in the future. And so to have guys that's been through it and been through a lot of different situations, then hey, we can take those situations and we can help these young men out. And Tommy does a great job of that.
First opportunity for St. Mary's on the football side to make it to the state championship game. You've been there, you've done that over in Illinois with those great teams you had over at Altaf. And you made a comment this morning about this team playing your 15-16 team from Altaf. And I would love to see that matchup. I mean, I think that would just be so much fun to watch. But for the kids, with you and some of the guys that you brought over, that experience of playing this deep into the season, that's got to kind of ease the kids' angst a little bit, so to say, for playing this deep and getting ready to play for a state championship the first weekend of December.
Yeah, and that's all we talked about. I talked about since I got here, and You know, we want to be a championship program, and that's point blank. We want to be a championship program. We don't want to we don't want it to be fake. You want it to be real. You want to have that possibility. You want to believe that you can do it, and that's what we brought in here. You know, it's strong belief. A lot of people say it, but do you truly believe it? Do you feel like you have a chance? And you know, you could be really good, you could be really talented, but the mental part might not be there. And I think these guys, they got it now. They got the mental part. They understand that you know, a championship can be had if we do everything the right way, and you know, we let our abilities take over. Then a championship can be had. And so we beat the schedule up this year so they can get those tough games, so they can, you know, have the mentality to push through all the way, all the time. And so I feel like their mentality is there. I know their mentality is there, and they understand the football situation. They understand what they have to do to win week by week, game by game, and you know they can't win a championship unless they take it day by day. And so they got that down, and they understand how to play, how to prepare. And so you know, they got one game left to prove that they can be my best team ever, because they would be the one that won it.
Talk about the team that you're going to play this weekend, and they're an extremely talented team from the western part of the state. They do a lot of things so well offensively and defensively. What are going to be some of the keys for St. Mary's to get that first state championship?
We have to stay poised. You know, like we said, we gotta continue to play fast and play physical. You know, and we have to play well in all three phases of the game. You know what I'm saying? You know, they play hard. They play real hard. They're pretty physical, and they got a couple pretty good guys. And you know, they got a D1 level end and receiver. They got a few offers, and he's a good kid. They run the ball really well, and they play fast on defense. So you know, what we have to do is what we've done this whole year. You know, we have to let our special teams set up our defense and our offense. And when we get the ball, if we get a short field because they're not kicking to us, then you know we got to make that count. You know what I'm saying? If you get a short field, you got to score touchdowns. And defense, we got to put them in bad situations. If they're starting from the 20, you know, they got to go 80 yards. And so we feel like we've been playing pretty good defense, and it's kind of hard to go 80 yards unless you get a touchdown. So we got to let our special teams set up our offense and defense, and do what we've been doing all year. And so, you know, it starts with us playing fast and playing physical. And if we do those things, then I feel like we should be okay.
How excited is the school community? Is the student body? I mean, you guys just got to be on cloud nine, off the charts, just crazy excited about playing at Faroe Field, home of Mizzou, in the first
Mhm.
week of December this weekend.
Well, it's a lot of people don't know. We were in the 707 at Mizzou, and you know, we told our guys that, you know, we were playing on the big field in the championship rounds, and we told our guys that, you know, we want to make it back here. You know, we want to be back here playing our last game of football. And so now they've done everything they need to do to make it to that last game. And so the community's buzzing. You know, it's all the alumni is coming back. You know, it's the first time this school has been a state in football. It's a huge deal. You know, everybody's happy, everybody's, you know, around us, and then, you know, everybody wants to see these guys be successful. But you know, like we always talk in the locker room, we talk to the guys that, hey, you have to finish the deal. You have to finish it. And you know, you went this far, you've been this hungry, your season got canceled last year, you did everything you need to do to put yourself in this situation. Now we have to do the right things in the last game to, you know, to finish the deal. And so no, it's been great, man. These guys, they feel good, the community feel good, the alumni feels good. And you know, we just need to go out and play one really good football game Saturday.
Outstanding. Well, Ken, it's always great talking to you. I know we haven't had a chance to chat lately just because of how everybody's busy and everything, but wish you guys the best of luck. And it's going to be a lot of fun out in Columbia this weekend.
All right. Thanks for having me. I'm quite sure I'll see you there.
Oh, I'll definitely be there. You know that, my
All
friend.
right.
So it'll be a lot of fun. Ken Turner, the head coach for St. Mary's, joins us. They will be in the Class 3 state championship game this weekend out at Faroe Field. We'll have wall-to-wall coverage for you on sblive.com/Missouri as we get you up to speed on everything going on the high school football scene. Thanks so much for tuning in.